Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Ken. Hope you're doing well and things are going well. And let's get into it. You know, um, I really want you to know I love that you have chosen to tackle one of the most difficult roles, doing your best to unlock, engage, optimize the potential in your team. I hope that's going really well for you. And what I offer today helps you take it to the next level. Lots of questions this week, and I appreciate those. So keep them coming in. Yeah, I got this throat thing. Sorry, I got a little thing in there to try to stave off that problem. Anyway, blame COVID because that's when it happened. Anyway, lots of questions this week. Basically, they went something like this. Yeah, Ken, thanks for restarting the Coffee with Ken series. I'm glad I registered for your 5 shifts webinar and can't wait to grab a cup of coffee with you to discuss how I might put together a game plan to make those shifts work for me. And that's the person, not me. But you added the leaders' ABCs. Do they somehow connect with the 5 shifts? Please tell me there's a connection. This question is scripted and a major concern I hear from those who truly want to get better results from their team. As the leader of your team, to boost the ROI your team delivers, to ensure you get the promotions, respect, and hefty pay raises you deserve, requires a synchronized system that helps you know where you and your team are and upon what you must concentrate now. Now, I have to have a differentiator in here because so many people believe that there's somehow connected this idea, these roles that we play, and we'll discuss that at some point in the future too, but these roles that we play called leader, manager, supervisor, administrator, and a couple others that you might have, but those are the 4 primaries that you do have, as though they're all one, just jumbled together. Now, I guarantee you there is some overlap, but they are not all jumbled together. You must separate them. And the 2 that I want to separate today are your role as a manager and your role as a leader. Almost had the wrong finger up there at first. Sorry about that. Anyway, your role as manager, there are any number of wonderful systems you can use to manage the resources that are entrusted to your care and responsibility. Name a system to help you lead an organization. Too many people believe leading is a noun or becoming a leader is a noun. That's just not true. Leader is a verb, and there are certain things you need to do in order to truly unlock, engage, optimize the potential in your team. But what I just mentioned, this idea of requiring a synchronized system that helps you know where you and your team are and upon what you must concentrate now, yeah, that's not what the leader development industry has offered. Certainly not up to this point. From even the best books, courses, workshops, and there are a lot of really good ones out there that we can address and discuss. You either get a specific topic that author of the book or deliverer of the course or workshop believes is vital in helping you lead a team. And usually they are vital. However, here's the problem. Those books, courses, and workshops address an issue, not necessarily your priority issue. And that's a problem. Item number 2, some authors or those who deliver a course or workshop try to cover all the bases and provide a hodgepodge or laundry list, if you will, of things you might try. Who has time for that? I'm guessing not you. I know I didn't have time for that. And it became a real problem for me, which is why I developed this system to help you. Now, it did help me along the way, trust me. And so many not really knowing where they or their team are or what they must focus on now, go with the flow of what gets the most press, and often come away feeling great because many of the post-course workshops, like I said, are really good. But since there is no direct connection to their priority issue to resolve, these leaders get more frustrated because of the time and the money and other resources expended with little return. The ROI just ain't there. What we are addressing was specifically built to resolve that. I'll give a little piece of intel away. I'm often told I give away too much material. And you know what? That's okay with me if it helps you get where you want to go. Two of those pieces that I give away are the 5 shifts leaders make to boost the ROI their team delivers so those leaders get the promotions, respect, and hefty pay raises they deserve. Okay? Next, the leaders' ABCs, which we just started to address last week, and we're going deeper by trying to connect the 2 pieces, the 5 shifts, to the leaders' ABCs. And the leaders' ABCs are more of a how you should look at things with those shifts. Okay? So, because somebody did ask, like I said, they did ask if these were connected. They most definitely are. And that's what we're going to do, is make those connections. Now I'm going to go to my screen share here because I promised that I would connect these two. Let's address that connection between the 5 shifts, the what, and the leaders' ABCs, somewhat of the how. So let's go through the connection. So what we really want to understand is, what are the shifts, or just a recap of what are the shifts. And I'm going to go through them real quickly. Okay. The first one we talked about is you need to be the role model of the behaviors you desire from your team, because they're following you. I even gave an acronym that I recommend you go through and you work through as you're deciding if you are truly the role model, because that acronym is META. Now I know Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, they're going along in this thing, META. Yeah, well, our META, well, it kind of precedes theirs by, quite a bit, many years. What you model, what you expect, what you tolerate, and what you accept got you where you are if you're the leader of the team. It may have gotten you where you are even if you're not a leader of the team, because what you model, expect, tolerate, accept, that's probably been used to determine where you should be in an organization. Okay, just so you know. Next, the next shift that we'll go through is raise the bar. Now, I tell people that they need to aim higher, sort of like the guys behind me, the Wright brothers. Yeah, they didn't get very high on that first flight, but they got higher and higher. And look at what we have today. We're going to the moon. We're going to the well beyond that. Okay, we need to aim higher. And that's the only way that the Wright brothers got more than a few feet off the ground on the successive flights, because they raised that bar. Once they met that criteria, they were off the ground, flying. They wanted to do more. They wanted to do better. So raise your bar, aim higher. A lot of people tell me, I'm struggling just to get the basic results we're getting now. I can't raise a bar. The reality is, yes, you can. And we'll talk more about that as we go. One of the ways to do that is to use a synchronized system, what we have devised as the soaring success system, so that you can get your plane, proverbially, right, off the ground into the desired destination, along with the rest of your team. One of the ways you're going to do that, though, is to be a problem preventer. Too many people deal in this. You may have heard me talk about this. Leaders whack-a-mole. Leaders whack-a-mole? Yeah. You ever played whack-a-mole? Yeah. Well, so do leaders almost all day, every day. So many of them. You know, they smack down one problem. Good. They go on to the next, smack that one down. Number 2 done. Start crossing off the task list, right? Number 3 problem, smack it down. And guess what? By the time they get to number 3, if it takes that long, number 1 has popped back up, because they didn't really fix the problem. They just solved it for a day. You've got to be a problem preventer. How do you do that? Well, all these shifts, these first 4, are wrapped up in the number 5. You're not likely to get where you really want to go without a coach. Am I saying that because I am a coach? No, I'm saying that because it's true. I never am without a coach. Currently, I've got 2. So I want you to know that I invest in coaching. I always have. And I think it's one of the key reasons why I've gotten where I am. So I want you to do the same thing. So let's take a look at the ABCs, because then we'll talk about that connection. All right, so here they are. The first one that we talked about was you must be competent. You must be compassionate. You're dealing with people. You're not dealing with automatons. You must understand they're going to have issues. How are you going to deal with those issues and still get the job done? That's the key. That's where true compassion is, getting through their issues, yours included, and getting the job done. One of the ways to do that, be collaborative. Don't be at odds with your people all the time. You know, this idea of management versus labor. Yeah, it's because they're being managers, not leaders. And that's why they have so much contention. So we'll help you with that too. Next, do you have the confidence to do that? I know a number of people that are truly competent, compassionate, and collaborative people, but they don't have the confidence to really make things work. Next, how about the courage? Yeah, just because you have the confidence doesn't mean you are going to put up with, oh yeah, so I'm getting hit from over there and I'm getting hit from over there, but I'm supposed to react here. How do I do that? Yeah. So that's what you need to understand, is you really need to understand that you have to have both confidence and courage, because if you don't, guess what? You're probably not going to be very consistent. People hate that. I virtually guarantee everybody that I ask today that I see, have you dealt with somebody that deals with things inconsistently? I'm going to guess every one of them is going to shake their head yes, if they don't give me a verbal response. And I'm going to ask them then, how does it make you feel? Oh, that sucks. This is yeah. That's, because we'd have no set. Humans, we love patterns. We love our processes. You get up and brush your teeth every day. Yeah. How would you feel if you got up and didn't brush your teeth? Probably wouldn't work, right? That's a manner of consistency. We need to do that in a workplace as well. Not just brush your teeth. I mean, yeah, obviously that's important. People are not going to like it too much if you are coming to the office and have bad breath, okay, for what it is. So what are these connections in? So let's look through these pieces as we go through this process. Because the connections are important, or it doesn't really matter, right? Now, I should give a caveat. Okay, I get it. Very few of the things we just looked at are likely to show up directly in your performance report or eval. Not there yet. Go read the most recent Harvard Business Review magazine. You'll find we're going to get there. We're getting there soon, where the kind of things we just talked about are going to be on that performance eval. However, the performance of your team is tied in large part to how well you perform with each of these items we just addressed. And that will definitely impact the promotions, respect, and pay raises you receive, because you're probably not going to have great performance reports. And maybe they soft sell it in the thing, but behind the scenes, they know, yeah, I gave them all whatever the top grade is, but let's talk, okay? And unfortunately, they probably won't talk. So now let's connect shifts and ABCs. Shift number 1, be the role model of the behaviors you desire from your team, right? So which of the 5, which of the 6 ABCs that we just talked about, call them characteristics if you want, that's fine for now. Which of those are embedded in shift number 1? If you said all 6, competent, compassionate, collaborative, confident, courageous, and consistent, bingo, you win the prize. So let's go to shift number 2, raise the bar. Again, all 6 Starting to see a pattern? Yeah, let's continue. Shift number 3, adopt the soaring success system. Now, not only are all 6 required for shift number 3 with the system, but put them all in capital letters, all caps. Shift number 4, problem preventer, all 6. How about number 5, invest in coaching? Need I even say it? All 6. So to answer that person's questions, absolutely everything in the shifts and everything in the ABCs are directly connected. Now, in upcoming Coffee with Ken videos, emails, lives, we will help you understand how to connect each C to each shift. Here's the first example. Shift number 1, be the role model. And I'll do 2 of them here. I'll start with competent, and then we'll do, let's just do compassion, all right? So, how well are you serving as the role model? Are you competent in what you do? That might be important, huh? Are you compassionate? Being compassionate. Are you being compassionate? Just because you are, if it's an internal value, externalize it. Many leaders have placed themselves. Here's an example. Excuse me. There's that COVID cough again from way back when. Many leaders have placed themselves on pedestals as though those below them on the org chart are somehow less human, less deserving, etc. How uncompassionate is this attitude? Well, we can debate that. Sure. Let's look at it more importantly. How does that negatively impact the connection your crew, team, I'm not flying anymore, team has with you and your organization's mission and vision? Because chances are, if you don't treat them as they need to be treated, they're not going to treat you, your organization, whether it's the mission or vision, with much respect at all. They're going to do what you tell them. If you go away, chances are things aren't going to get done very well. What are you going to do to get where you want to go? Be the role model. Be competent. Be compassionate, as well as the other 4. We're all human. As Dale Carnegie offered, we're a bag of emotions trying to survive in this thing called life. And one of my favorite quotes from Mr. Carnegie, when dealing with people, let us remember we are not dealing with creatures of logic. We have some ability to be logical, but I add that last piece on. We are dealing with creatures of emotion, creatures bristling with prejudices and motivated by pride and vanity. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody came back to me and said, why don't we outlaw emotions in the workplace? Now, that somebody many decades ago was me. I thought that we got to get rid of these emotions in the workplace. They're not allowed. I was going to say, try that. No, I'm not going to even recommend you try it. You're not going to like the outcome. It's a mess. Okay? So the real question becomes, are you living the life of your dreams? If not, what are you allowing to keep you from your dreams? I want to share a picture of a beautiful woman. Okay? And I want you to go Google Bessie Coleman, Bessie. See what she accomplished and compare where you are to where she started. No excuses, folks. But consider this. What if you were born to sharecroppers in Texas in the late 1800s? Think your life might be a little less blessed? Add in this. Our eagle on a parade, this Bessie Coleman, was one of 13 kids with sharecroppers as family. 13 14 they were trying to feed. I'm guessing avocado toast and mimosas were not standard fare at their table. Just my guess. Okay? Her goal? Fly. Not only think about the obstacles in your path to become a flyer. Not only would she be the first woman, but also the first, one of her parents was African American, the other was Native American. So she'd be the first in both of those categories. So no money, a woman, incredible prejudice at that, especially at that point. She had some real barriers in her path. Did they stop her? No way. Oh, she also could find no one in the US to accept her as a flight student. Well, might as well give up, right? We'd stop there, wouldn't most of us? I think we would probably have stopped before then. Not Bessie. She found out she could be accepted as a flight student in France. So somehow she found a way. She couldn't get a kayak and go over across the Atlantic Ocean, right? Somehow she found her way there. And the story will tell you how she did. I mean, there's no secret. One other thing. If you were told that to live the life of your dreams, you would have to learn a new language. Oh, forget it. That's way too much, right? Because the French schools required she speak French. And she became fluent. She overcame all these barriers and not only learned to fly, she became an aerobatics pilot and instructor. Sorry. She achieved her dream. How about you? And me? Are there any real obstacles in our path that we can't overcome? I don't think so. If you're on a quest to be the best, let's grab a cup of coffee, at least virtually, and talk about where you are and where you want to go. Just go to my link that links to my Calendly page, www.kenpash, Pash is spelled P-A-S-C-H, so that's kenpash.com/apply. Not only is this session free, I don't charge for these. I know how stressful your job is because I've been there. So to help, I have a way to do this. I'll buy you a cup of coffee. And with that, my friends, good luck in everything that you're doing. I wish you the best of success, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye.